On today's episode of WatchJRGo, massive changes to the warehouse. What is going on, guys? I'm WatchJRGo, and I bought this warehouse about a year ago. We got about 20 days left until it's been a year that I've had this building, which is crazy. But we're not here to talk about that or how crazy it is. What we're here to talk about is the plans going forward. I know you guys know the plans. I told you about the balcony, the mezzanine, and the floors, which we've got done now, and the lifts. Like, we've made a lot of progress. We've pretty much hit most of the things that I wanted. We got a lot of work left to do, but one really big thing had to be done. I wanted to have the best detail bay in the city. And that was before we even thought of putting this whole thing together with the detail dudes. I reached out to my favorite ceramic coating company, Avalonking. This is what I run on all of my cars. I don't care what it is. There's no difference whether it's the R8, the GTR, or the cheapest flip car we're finishing up here. They all get ceramic coated with Avalonking's Armor Shield 9. And you guys have seen me make a million videos with this. The results are legit every time. The finish looks great. It brings out more depth in the shine. It's awesome, and it's cheap. You use code WatchJRGo and you get a discount on Avalonking's website. It's a great product and a great company to work with. So I reached out to them and I said, can we build the best detail bay in the well, I can't say in the business. There's a couple of good detailing bays out there that I really appreciate. Ammo NYC, Chicago Auto Pros, Obsessed Garage, beautiful detail bays. And that's really kind of what we're modeling all of this off of. But they said yes. So, working with Avalonking and the detail dudes, we are building an absolutely insane detail bay. But there's some really big problems with this shop. It has no drains. There's no sewer connection anywhere. They never intended to connect this building to sewer. All of the bathrooms and it's all next door in my other building. So this building never got anything. As you guys remember, it didn't even have natural gas. It literally just had power going in it, and that was the only utility. There's no water, was just stubbed up through the floor, and it just has one tiny little water line. That was the only thing connected to the building, so they could fill up buckets and stuff. Well, we have to change all of that. And now we're starting on this huge project with Avalonking to cut all the floors out of the building, horizontal bore across my entire parking lot, run new water main. We have to cut through the building on that side, put in a new water main, bigger line all the way from the meter, all the way across the whole building. Let's start walking through this right now. Huge progress has been made, so I'm gonna hit you guys with a couple time lapses of this work getting started, and then we're gonna jump to right now, where we are today, and where we're gonna be in a couple of weeks. It's gonna be wild. And then a couple months from now, we should have one of the craziest detail bays ever put together. I mean, next level stuff. It should be the easiest thing ever to wash a car. That's the goal here. I want to be able to pull a car in, grab a hose off the reel, high pressure, hit a button on the wall, and just wash a car, and everything is good to go. Everything's here. I mean, washer, dryer, washout sinks, everything that you want in a detail bay to do it right. So here's some time lapses. Cutting up concrete, getting ready to put in drains. get it all today, but they did not. They got this far, which is honestly pretty far. We got the wide section here and the cross cuts, most of the cross cuts. Got all this knocked out. These guys sure do cut straight lines. You saw the concrete getting cut. Today, the concrete is leaving. Look at this. There's an excavator inside pulling out these huge blocks. Sorry about the jackhammer. Nothing I can do about that. That is one big trench, and it steps down as it moves down the side of the building. Excavator's inside, the mini excavator. This is where the drain's gonna have to come in the side of the building. Get all that broke off, saw it out. Crazy, guys. These guys aren't playing. Look how fast it's going. Got tree roots. Man, getting it done over here. And here's where we are today. They've put about 3 days in so far. They've cut the concrete end to end in the building, and they're really just knocking this stuff out. They had an excavator and a jackhammer in here all day. And here's where the car washing section's going to be. You can see they've cut this huge drain in, a huge trench in, and pulled all the concrete out today and dug it out. And they couldn't get this concrete out, so they're still working on it. They ran into a bit of a problem. The concrete is like 8 to 12 inches thick when we thought it was a 6. But if you look right here, like this is the bottom of the concrete. That's like 14 inches. So that was not what we were expecting when we started this job. And it always works out like that. You never know what you're getting into. So you start cutting the concrete and pulling it out. Anyway, here will be our detail bay closet. And inside here will be the washer and dryer, a double bay or a triple bay washout sink for rags and car parts if you need to wash like an interior piece of plastic, something like that. A dryer, of course, and a washing machine because you need to be able to do your microfiber towels and you run them with a microfiber detergent and all that stuff. So dedicated washer and dryer. And the high pressure washers will go in here as well. They'll be electric and with all the nice crevice tubing and hose rails and all that stuff. And then coming on down here, since we had to cut a drain in, we might as well put our bathrooms in. So here we're gonna have a bathroom here. It'll be 6-7 foot wide. Another bathroom here. Same thing, it'll be an exact mirror. And then here we're gonna put in a shower because I gotta tell you guys, we finished some of these cars. I'm looking at you, Pontiac Aztec, and you need a shower. Like, you need a shower before you get in your car to go home. It's bad. So we're gonna put a shower in here so you can clean up after those ridiculous days where we did stuff that nobody should have attempted ever. And then here, we're gonna put in a little kitchen sink. So we've got a little break room with a sink and a microwave and all that good stuff. So that is where we're at today. Tons and tons of work has been done. You saw the time lapses, they're getting it knocked out. The next step is huge. The next step, there's a company coming in that just does horizontal boring. Cutting my parking lot was kind of a ridiculous idea. It's like 200 foot wide and they have to go all the way 12 foot deep into the middle of the street. So horizontal boring was really the only way they could do it. They're gonna start here at the edge of the building, shoot all the way out to the street. It's a huge, huge pipe run, and it has so much elevation going down. It's gonna be pretty wild. They're gonna cut a big section of the street out too to make the connection. Anyway, this stuff has cost, it's a ridiculous amount of money. Honestly, I think it's $24,000, $25,000 to install drains and water through the ceiling. Absolutely wild. Huge thank you to Avalonking. I couldn't do it without them. I couldn't do it without you guys buying Avalonking and ceramic coating your cars. If you've used it, you already know how good it is. I don't have to tell you. It's not snake oil. It's not a joke. We use this stuff because it's good, and the cars clean up like butter afterward. You just spray the dirt off. I got to give a huge thank you to them. It's been a long, long process. They agreed to this in March, and it took this long for the plumbing to start. So none of this was on them. It just, every week we talked to the plumbers and they said, we can't get you in yet. And then this week they were like, we'll get you in. We're like, okay, you do whatever you want because we are not standing in your way. Please start right now. That is where we are at today. Tons and tons and tons of work. And of course, everything that was over here had to move, but massive progress. Tomorrow they're gonna start forking out all the concrete blocks that they pulled out today with the track hoe and throwing it on a trailer, hauling it out of here. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. This is gonna be wild. I'm gonna take you through every step of the build. As always, you'll get to see all the crevice water lines go together and all of the appliances going in here. The high pressure washer is getting built, all that crazy stuff. This is the existing water main coming into the building here. It's that little faucet that's stubbed up, and that has a nice quarter turn on it because this winter we had that crazy freeze and it broke the coupler here on the ground. It's a PVC coupler. It expanded, popped off, it created a big mess. Luckily it all froze in place and the water main froze outside, and that's what saved me. We got that thing shut off with the help of the plumbers that are doing that over there. Huge thank you to them. They just showed up immediately and got the water main shut off for me. And then this had been cut into the building after the fact too. They cut out about an 8-inch square. We're gonna cut out a much bigger square, like a 12. We're gonna come farther into the building, like in here, and build like a little bit of a water closet and then take the new main up so that hopefully it never freezes again. Plus the building has heat now, and emergency heat. No matter what, these heaters do turn on if it gets that cold. So we're gonna be okay from now on. There won't be any more freezing. Last winter we didn't have any heat. We just had the space heater. Now we've got natural gas. I've got the heaters converted. It's so much better now. Everything works. But we have to trench all the way out to the water meter on this side, go under the sidewalk, and come in with a new water main. Just so much work has to go into this job. It really puts the price tag into perspective really quickly. So you can see that like the bill it's wild, but at the same time, it's definitely worth it for the amount of work that's going on. Just the concrete cutting, having an excavator in here, pulling out tons of dirt. I mean, we're already thousands right there. I know the horizontal boring guys wanted $14,000 for their pipe and their bore. So honestly, like, it's not crazy. It's just kind of what it costs to put stuff in after the fact. If this was not built yet, if it was new construction, it's all easy. You know, you stub the water in before the building gets poured. It's not what happened here. What happened here is the worst case scenario where you have to build new stuff around an existing structure. It's tough. So it's going to be a lot of time with a shovel out here in this section, going back out to the street at our water main and really solving the problem. We're going to take this up to 1.5 inch water main in and run that all the way across the whole shop with some valves here so I have water as well. It's going to be pretty sweet. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.WatchJRGo.com where you can get cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. Oh yeah, that couple of days I took off, it's because you wouldn't have been able to hear me over those giant concrete saws they had running in here. It was pretty wild for a couple of days there. They had a huge external power unit saw outside and then a giant engine powered saw inside. And they were getting after it.